Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This is the second card in our series using the Country Birdhouse bundle. So I've done this one up. I was really having a play with it just to see how it would look if I put the flowers and colored them in as decoration on the birdhouse. And I love the way this turned out. It actually made me think of my Barbie dream house I had when I was a little girl with the colors are very Barbie. But let's go ahead and make this card. It does take a bit of time. Lots of coloring. I've got a light and dark bubble bath and the light granny apple green. So I'm going to just start coloring. I'm going to do everything that I need to do with the light bubble bath, which is the roof here. Now I've stamped this in the Berry Burst, and because it's not a memento ink, it will bleed a little bit. So I'm trying not to spend too much time with the ink right at the edges of or the blender right at the edges of the ink. I don't want it to bleed. It will a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm just coloring these in here like that. And then I need to color in the base, but I'm going to color that after I color the flowers. So I'm just going to come in and add some color to the flowers. I've already stamped with the scatter dots some granny apple green, and we're going to bring that into the card base when we do that piece. On the card itself, I've used the timber folder on the 5 by 3.5 piece, just to add some detail to the background because it was a little bit plain. And so this one I need to do the bigger petals like this. And then on these flowers, it's whatever you want to do to color them in. That's just a little bit there. Okay. I do need to come back in with the light to do this. I've got the dark bubble bath and I'm just doing a kind of a swipe around. I just want to give a level of shadow on this. So before that gets too dry, I'm just going to come in with the light, and the rest will be in the light color. But I just do want to kind of blend that in. I want the kind of the thought of some depth there. So I'm going to come back with the dark now, and I'm going to color in the rest of the petals. I'm kind of going a little fast here because I don't want the video to be, excessively long. But it seems with this set, there's a lot to kind of do. So it does take just a little bit longer to do the videos. And again, I want to do some of the card on screen rather than just kind of just building it. I want to be able to show you how I put it together. So we're just going to keep on coloring here, bringing some of that darker color in down here like this. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the flowers there because we are going to cut it off. And with the dark, I've got the dark, I'm just going to do that shadow under the eaves like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my granny apple green, and I'm using the pen end rather than the brush end, and I'm just coming in and filling in those leaves like this. There we go. And like this. And then just up here and around. Sorry, I might be out of frame. Okay. That looks like that's it for this. Now, I'm going to come in with the granny apple green and do the gingerbreading. So I apologize ahead of the time if I get in the frame, but to line this up, it's a bit tricky to line it up with the way the lights shine on the screen or on the acrylic blocks. So we're just coming into the gingerbreading there. It's a little high, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to color in the base. I'm coming in with the dark, just creating some shadow there. Kind of the same way I've got shadow here, so as if the light's coming from the same direction. And then just going to blend that in. I'm coloring around the flowers. And again, trying to stay kind of away from that berry burst stamp line so that I don't blur it too much. And then just coming in and adding a little bit more just to blend that shadow in even further. There we go. Okay, so now I need to cut this out. So I am going to, oh, I need that plate on like that, that one on like that. I need my die. We're going to place that down like this. Okay, and now I need a couple of sticky notes to hold that down. And I'm going to grab my plate and we'll cut this out. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for watching the channel, commenting, subscribing. I'm really excited about the new products coming out. And again, this is a new product available on May 4th. If you're not a demonstrator, if you're already a demonstrator, then you have access to it now in your pre-order. Okay, so that's the birdhouse. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scatter dots and I'm going to kind of place them on the background piece, the piece that's 5 by 3.5, because I want it to kind of go into the background. So I want some there and some like that. So when I put this back on like this, I will have some scatter dots in the background. Okay, I'm actually going to do a little bit more so that I've got some coming out the side. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Kind of dropping them down like that. And then I'm going to add some to the top of the card. And I'm just going to make sure that I've got, oh, that's perfect. That's excellent coverage. Okay, so pop that off to the side like that. Now I'm going to put this through the timber embossing folder. So I'm just going to open this up, pop it in because I want the timber, like the wood grain, to go up and down. But even though I put it in kind of sideways, it still needs to go in hinge edge first so we don't distort the mat or the folder. I'm going to run that through and it's going to make a bang when it finishes because it's a straight edge. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, so we've got that out. And let's pop this out. Okay, so let's just start building this. This is a bubble bath card base, a berry burst piece. And I did have one viewer comment that with the price of the cardstock going up, I should cut the middles out. And absolutely 100%. I do that with the specialty, like the gold and silver specialty paper. I just didn't think to do it in time for this video. But yes, duly noted. And I will be cutting out the centers so that I can make sure that I'm getting the most value out of my cardstock. So this isn't exactly to do an 1/8 inch border all the way around. It's got a 1/4 inch border down the sides, but I kind of wanted that to pull in the whole effect of the house. So now I need to dimensionalize this onto the card front. And it looks pretty even from the back. Let's pop those in like that. Okay, And we'll take those off so we can add them to the card. All right. I am actually really excited for the new catalog. I got my hard copy catalog in the mail this week, and I'm going through it, and it looks so much better in the catalog than in the than online, viewing the catalog online. I'm like, oh, I really need that. I really need that. So there'll be a lot that I order when everything goes live. But yes, I'm really pleased. It's got a new format so that it's actually thinner. They're doing more and more online. So that's good. So I've got hoping you have the best day ever. And I love this greeting. What I've done is I've used one of the deckled rectangle dies and cut it out and then cut it again. So I have the greeting the size that I want. I'm just going to pop it down like that. And then as part of my pre-order, I got some of the 2024-2026 in color shimmer gems. So I'm going to use the light pink ones, which I apologize, I don't know what the color is. It's pretty in pink is the light color. I don't have the ink pads yet. I somehow managed not to order the ink pads when I did my pre-order. But I do have the blends. So, and then I'm going to put one of the large of these right on that stem where they're the little perch where the birds would sit. So that is our second card using the Country Birdhouse set, adding some of those shimmer gems and just using the stamps and the blends to color the birdhouse itself. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.